We're in the Flinders Ranges. It's Creative Week for World Photo Adventures and Australian Photography magazine.
We had a great range of photographers from beginners to more advanced.
And we're all shooting every day. We're doing some Lightroom skills and just getting the most out of your images.
Creative Week for me is about helping photographers get the most out of their photography.
So the first morning we're up before dawn. It's dark, we're setting up the tripods, and it's just about waiting for that perfect light.
Sometimes you turn up and the problem is the clouds are in the way. And this particular shoot this morning, I warned everyone we could get just a couple of minutes of really cool light.
Creating these compositions with this tree, this white tree in the foreground and the mountains in the background. There's not much happening, and then suddenly, you know, the sun comes up over the horizon and the sky illuminates and the mountains illuminate, and there's, you know, it's just fantastic for shooting great landscapes.
I had everyone set up, aperture priority, f11, ISO was 100 to 200 because they're on a tripod, and the outcome for that was that they were ready for that. Really, it was a glimpse in time. They got some stunning photos.
One of the nice things about Creative Week is you get to shoot some different styles of photography than you're probably used to. Yesterday we did some slow shutter photography to get some more abstract photographs. It's just about getting some, you know, nice movement and colour into your images, which is just a bit different.
So we're going to drop our ISO low to 50 if we can, but 100 ISO will work. And we're then going to close our aperture down. In this case, we might go to f16, and we're aiming for a shutter speed that's at least 1/15 of a second. And we're going to have some fun moving the camera with the slower shutter speed on purpose to be creative. Have a look at the results. We're up very early this morning, pre-sunrise, 3 degrees, pretty cool. We're at Razorback Lookout. This particular location is famous for its zigzagging road with the Flinders Ranges in the background. It is a stunning place. And for the group, we've set up with tripods initially because the light was very low. I actually took my vehicle through to add an extra dimension to the scene. There's a road, hey, should have a vehicle on it, and that helped the group get a truly iconic image of this location. We've used our mirrorless cameras, got the, you know, the hero shot, so to speak, but I, at this time, love to use my smartphone as well. So I'm going to use my Nokia to do a panorama of this, which I think sometimes a smartphone can actually do a better job. We spent 3 hours in Brachina Gorge. It's a stunning place.
You drive into Brashner Gorge from the Flinders Ranges, and you go from these sort of expansive landscapes to these really sort of tight canyons, you know, with these red rock walls, and it's a really different look.
One of the iconic animals in this region is a yellow-footed rock wallaby. It's not easy to find, blends in so well.
With the rock formations they live in, they blend in very well, and trying to isolate them is not always easy.
So using a long telephoto lens, I've actually put a 1.4 converter on. So I've got 100 to 400 with a 1.4 converter, and I've got my camera set up again to aperture priority, aperture wide open, and that's allowing me to get a fast shutter speed. I'm using 4 to 800 ISO. Our sensors handle increasing ISO levels so well now, I'm not worried about shooting 800 ISO. What I'm concerned about is getting a fast enough shutter speed if that wallaby starts to jump away. Got some stunning photos, have a look. We then moved onto the highway and down to the old GAN railway system. And there's an old ruin there, and we spent a good 45-50 minutes there photographing different angles through the windows with the Flinders Ranges as a backdrop. We then moved on to one of my favourite places in the Flinders Ranges, and that is the QANTAS windmill, the famous windmill when Qantas had all the choir set up, and that beautiful scene with Flinders Ranges in the background. We're going to target this location a couple of times in different lighting, different conditions, and you'll get some different images as a result.
With the late light, we'll get some images of the windmill moving and just slowing it down and getting some motion into our photographs. It's amazing you can go to the same place 2 times in a row and get completely different photos.
I highly recommend that you consider coming on trips like this. It could be a private trip, it could be with a group, and it could be with a professional photo guide.
Creative Week is great because it pushes photographers to step outside their comfort zones and really be creative with their photography.
It's just a really nice week, it's fun. You get to shoot lots of different things. It accelerates your photography skills. Everything from shooting to editing to sharing your images, which is, you know, what it's all about. It's not just about one thing, it's about all of those things. And I think everyone who's attended has, you know, learned something new, which is really great.
In the next episode of Snap Happy, Darran continues his outback adventure as he travels up the famous Oodnadatta track.